So, guys, today is February 1st, 2025, and I am 17 weeks pregnant. So guys, initially I thought that you're supposed to count your pregnancy in months, which is technically 4 months, I know, but it's like you can't count your pregnancy in months because every single week there's a new development, if that makes sense. So it's easier to count it in weeks because the baby grows a different size every single week. Like maybe they'll tell you the first week your baby's the size of a grape, and then the next week it's like the size of an almond seed, and then the next week it grows, and then it grows and grows and grows. And right now we're 17 weeks, which means we're the size of a pomegranate. And last week I'm pretty sure we were lemon. Yeah, I think last week we were lemon. So yeah, for me it's easier to count in weeks, and I have this app called Flow. If you are using Flow, like maybe to track your period, right, you can also use Flow. There's a pregnancy version where it walks you through your pregnancy, tells you every single thing that's happening every single week, and it's been pretty accurate. Like when it tells me, oh, this week you're going to be feeling tired, I tend to feel tired. Maybe it's the placebo effect, I don't know. So yeah, I feel more comfortable counting it in weeks because I feel like I'm kind of able to keep track with everything that's going on. And obviously months, it's like you could be 4 months and 3 weeks. Does that mean you're 4 months or 5 months? You know what I mean? And women tend to give birth around 38 to 40 weeks is like a full-term pregnancy. So yeah, look forward to that. Well, I I don't know if I look forward to that. It's a bit nerve-wracking. But yeah, guys, so you're going to be seeing this video probably by the time little baby is here, right? Because I decided I'm not going to share my pregnancy. I decided I'm just going to keep it private because I think it's the best thing for my mental health throughout this new journey. I also don't want the opinions of everybody. I know it's probably going to be positive to me, but it gives me a lot of anxiety to feel like people know what's going on in my body and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a thing of when you're about to travel somewhere or you're about to get a new job, you're not going around announcing these things because the power of the tongue is also so powerful. And kudos to anyone who feels comfortable sharing these things. I'm actually watching a lot of videos where a lot of women are talking about these things publicly, and it's a good support for me. And I want to talk about these things, but I don't want to talk about them in present time. I would rather just keep a diary now. I'm just gonna keep filming whenever my body allows me to film, and share these videos after the experience is over, just for my peace. Also, guys, coming from an African household, I feel like mentally you're kind of trained to want to be a private person. It's difficult for me, and also I know I could also just post videos right now, like videos that don't relate to my pregnancy, just videos about anything else. But then sometimes I feel like it kind of shows in my face, because I don't know if you can see, but obviously my face is a bit puffier than it usually is in videos. You know what I mean? So I feel like sometimes when I'm puffier, sometimes when I'm tired, all these kind of things, I want to talk about them. So it would be difficult for me to pretend that that thing is not going on and film videos about other things. It's just, I tried in my last video before this one, but it was just way too difficult for me. It's just not something I want to do. It makes me feel like I'm being dishonest. And I want to be honest with you guys. I want to tell you what's going on in my life. I want to tell you my experience. But this is just something that's so precious to me, and I want to protect it with every fiber of my being. I just want it to be something that's just so sacred and protected, and knowing that the baby is loved and all that stuff. And yeah, guys, I already know the gender of the baby, but we'll share that in a future video. Anyways, guys, so today I want to basically talk to you guys about how I found out I was pregnant, and basically everything leading up to that. So if you're interested in that, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get into it. There's no script for this. I'm literally just going off memory. Honestly, guys, I did not expect to be pregnant right now. And even when I found out, it was just something that was so unexpected, because it's I feel like whenever people say, what do you mean you didn't expect to be pregnant? Pregnancy is one of those things. There's a very easy recipe to follow, and if you follow that pregnancy, boom, baby. You know what I mean? Guys, it was not like that for me. It was genuinely not like that, Shem. When I was in Russia, that was last year, July, I went to my gynecologist because I wanted to just do an overall exam to see like how my eggs and ovulation and all this kind of stuff are doing, because I've always had a pretty like irregular cycle. So I just wanted to see like, is everything okay, like regarding that, right? So I went to my gynecologist and I did some tests. And then I came to pick up the results, and it was a different doctor there. It wasn't my usual gynecologist. My usual gynecologist worked on Tuesdays, and I think I came on like a Wednesday or Thursday. So there was a different doctor there, but that was the only, time I could make. So I went to pick up the results from the different doctor, and then the different doctor was like telling me, she looked at the results and then she's like telling me like, you know, you're not, for someone who was ovulating while you took this test or whatever, or after ovulation, like you're not ovulating, you didn't ovulate based on these results, and obviously that's not supposed to be happening. So she was saying that it's probably going to be near impossible or difficult for you to get pregnant without any kind of medical intervention. I know, guys, it's so ironic hearing this now, considering the bun in the oven. But yeah, she was saying all these things, and I was kind of like, I wasn't surprised because I don't know why. I've seen this meme on Instagram, né, that basically describes me. It was like when you find out you're pregnant after self-diagnosing yourself as infertile. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had it in my mind that I'm not gonna have kids easily. Like, I knew eventually I'll be able to have them, but I've always mentally thought to myself it's going to be difficult for me to have kids. Even like when I'm talking to Aziz and he'll be like, oh, when we're going to have kids, we're going to do, and I'm like, it's not easy for me. And then he's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, I can just feel it. I don't know, maybe it's because of my cycle or my mental sabotage. Sometimes your brain can like convince you of something that isn't reality just to save yourself from disappointment, like disappointment if that thing actually happens. So your brain is already telling you it's gonna happen. So I tend to do that a lot. I'm a very pessimistic person. I don't like to get my hopes high because I hate being disappointed. I took what the doctor was saying and I was so upset. I was actually with one of my friends. I'm telling her like I wasn't agreeing with the results. Like I was like, no, this is not true, this, that. And then I later came back to meet my actual doctor. I came the following Tuesday just to hear what my actual doctor says. Then my actual doctor read the results. Then she was like, no, these results are from, I think, after ovulation or something like that. Isn't it this 4 stage of a woman's cycle? And for each of those stages, there's going to be a certain percentage of a certain hormone that shows you're ovulating that they expect to see. Obviously, when it's ovulation time, that hormone increases. When you're closer to your menstrual cycle, it reduces, and so on and so forth, right? But yeah, basically, my doctor said that I can have kids. I don't need any kind of a thing. Everything was fine. And I actually had like a weirdly high egg count. So because I had a lot of eggs, she was saying that that can also like increase your likelihood to have kids. So I was stuck between what the other doctor said and what this doctor said. And my brain was telling me, trust your doctor. But then just my instincts were like, the other doctor was older. So obviously she had more experience. So I was like, I don't even know what to believe. I don't even know what's going on. But I just had it in my mind that it's not going to happen for me in that way. And if I want it to happen, I'm going to have to like take maybe something like hormones and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, like, I wasn't in a place where I was trying to get pregnant. I'm not trying to do that. So I just left it alone. And then after I graduated, I went to Nigeria, as you guys know, and me and Aziz were living together. So while we were living together, like, literally, everything was going on with us, whatever. And I wasn't getting pregnant. Like every single month, I was getting my period regularly, and I wasn't taking any kind of birth control or anything. It was just one of those things that just wasn't happening. So I was like, I knew it can't happen. Even him, I told him, I was like, you see. I wasn't even trying to get pregnant. I think I was sure I couldn't because of what the other doctor had said. So I did not do anything to not get pregnant. So for months and months and months and months, I'm not getting pregnant and everything is fine until October. So in October, me and Aziz come to Botswana. We moved to Botswana. And then Yeah, everything is fine. We're just figuring out life. We're not even thinking about anything. We get a place end of October, I think. And my period was 2 weeks late. I realized around November that my period is 2 weeks late. I had one beginning of October while we were still in Nigeria, and obviously the next one is supposed to come end of October or first week of November. So around like second, third week of November, I'm like, it's nowhere to be found. But I was still sure everything is fine because usually when I travel, especially traveling to places with a different climate, my body just goes out of whack. Like you'll find that it's like 40 days late, and I'm like, it's frustrating, but it's like I was already used to that thing. Because even like when I would come home from Russia for holidays, you'll find that I don't have a single period the whole time I'm here. Or it's like I just left home, I went to Russia, no period. You know what I mean? So I was used to that. I don't know if it has something to do with the air or what, but I do know that travel does affect my cycle like quite heavily. So I was just there like it's because we just traveled. It's not what you think. And then Aziz was like telling me it is a baby, it's pregnancy. And I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, why are you so sure? And then he's like, your pee in the morning smells terrible. And apparently bad smelling pee is a sign of pregnancy. I don't even know what that means, but he was just saying like bad smelling pee is a sign of pregnancy. So the thing is that at this time we didn't have like money. We had already bought groceries and everything, so we didn't really have money on us. We didn't think to like, oh, let's go and spend money to buy a pregnancy test. It just wasn't something that was at the top of mind. So what I did was I started like googling these at home tests, like ways you can figure out you're pregnant at home. And then they're like, take toothpaste, white toothpaste, and pee in it, and if the toothpaste turns blue it means you're pregnant, and if it doesn't change color it means you're not pregnant. So I do that, and then the toothpaste stays the same color, so I'm like, you see? And I'm telling him, I'm like, you see, I'm not. And then that like was obviously not 100% accurate. So I'm trying this other one where they say vinegar and pee mixes and if it foams, and I'm trying this other one with soap. Like I'm trying all these at home tests that don't require an actual physical test, and they're all saying you are not pregnant, right? And the funny thing is, I forgot to mention this. The funny thing, guys, is 2 weeks before that time when I'm doing these at home tests, I went to Bastana's house. I drank like a cider, just one cider, literally just one cider. So I was like, like I don't want to be pregnant, because I didn't want to be pregnant at that point. Because I'm like, if I'm pregnant, that means that I I drank while I was pregnant. And I know it would have been way too early because it would have only been like, I don't know, very, very early pregnancy. But still, I didn't want to be that mom. You know what I mean? I just did not want to be at that point. Eventually, it was eating me up because I'm even talking to my friend Samia. I'm like, bro, I don't even know. Like, this thing is eating me. I don't know. And then I'm eventually telling Aziz, I'm like, bro, like, can you like buy one of those like stick tests, like those, those cheap ass ones that are just a stick, not the clear blue ones. I'm talking about them ghetto ones. You all know which ones I'm talking about. So I told him to go and buy one of those because they're cheap. They're like, what, 15 bucks? So he walks to the mall, and when he's on his way back, I need to pee. Like, I need to pee so bad. But then I'm like, you know what? I can hold it because they say if you hold your pee for long, it's going to make the test more effective. Like, if you're not peeing first thing in the morning. Like, because obviously it's already in the evening and I want to take it as soon as he gets home. I'm holding in my pee so that like it can be as effective as possible, right? So that it can give me the negative I'm looking for. Uh-huh. I knew it would take him like 30 minutes to get back. And then I go on a call with one of my friends. I'm talking to Tabi. We're just casually talking about life, things that are going on in her life. And I'm telling her, I'm like, bro, he went to get the test. Like, it's just so casual. And I'm like, but I really need to pee. So I don't know if I should wait. And then she's like, just wait. And then I'm like talking to her to like kind of distract myself. And then eventually get to the point where I can't hold the pee anymore. So what I do is I Google like, oh, can pee still work after like 15 minutes, like of being thing. Then the thing is like, yeah, it can still work. It can still give a positive pregnancy test, but of course, the best results will come from pee that you just peed. But I'm like, you know what? I really gotta go. So I go to the bathroom, I pee, and I store some of that pee in like a cup of some kind, and then I keep it in the bathroom there. And then he comes back like probably like less than 10 minutes after I peed. That's when he comes back. I'm like, oh, you're here. So he gives me the test and he goes to work because it was time for him to start working. He works like remotely. So it was time for him to start work. Guys, The shortness of breath from pregnancy is so astonishing. Let me catch my breath. So I take the pregnancy test and I go to the bathroom. The pregnancy test came with like this little tube that you could like squeeze the pee and drop some few drops on the test. So I do that with the pee I already have, and I just drop it on the test. And guys, I kid you not when I say that test did not even take 5 seconds. Immediately, it's moving, because the pee is moving, and it's 2 lines immediately. And it's not even like a faint nyana line where you can say, yeah, maybe this is, I'm seeing things. It's like 2 vivid lines. It did not even hesitate. Aziz is in the room because he's working, and I'm looking at the test. I'm like, I'm in shock. Like, I don't even know how to feel. I don't know how to react. I'm looking at it just shocked. I go to the room and I'm like, babe, babe, I am pregnant. And he's like so excited. He like gets out of his chair, he leaves his job, he's hugging me, he's spinning me around. But it's like I'm still in a place of shock. Like I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I'm nobody's mother. You know what I mean? Like it was very shocking. Like, because I thought it wasn't possible. I thought so many things, and it's like it's just there, and I'm still in disbelief. So I immediately call Basana, and I'm like making jokes. I'm like, Basana, you tried to poison my baby because we're drinking 2 weeks ago. And she's like, really? It's positive. She was like, you should take another one. I'm like, I don't have another one. And yeah, so what we immediately did was we decided to go to the clinic, just the local clinic, just to see like what's happening. We went there the first time, then they told us the midwife only comes on Tuesdays. Then we came on Tuesday, and I was only like 6 weeks at the time. I was only 6 weeks pregnant. I told her my pregnancy test is positive. And then she was like, oh, okay, so let's, continue the whole pregnancy thing. And I'm like, I want to take another one, please. And then she's like, why? The first one was positive. I'm like, no, just give me another one. She gives me like a cup to go pee in, and I come to pee, and obviously I come back and the test is still positive. And she's like, well, you see, she prescribed these prenatal vitamins for me, and yeah, that's basically where the journey started. And then we scheduled like a scan, because obviously there's a risk that the pregnancy could be ectopic, yeah. Basically that means that the baby is like, or the embryo would like embed itself like outside the uterus. That's basically what an ectopic pregnancy means, and obviously that's not safe. So yeah, we went to do a scan to see if the baby is in the uterus, and of course there they were, just chilling. It was this small little dot, but it made me so happy just to see it, like so super happy. Yeah, since then I've honestly just been enjoying this journey. Like, I've just been so happy, you know what I mean? So excited for a new adventure. My mom is excited, my mom-in-law is excited. I'm just so excited for what's to come. I'm nervous, of course, but I feel like it's nice. Like, I've always wanted to be married and have kids. So it's like, to be married and have kids is like just a nice thing for me. Initially, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I didn't vomit at all for the first 3 months. Yeah, I didn't vomit. I didn't have like morning sickness. It was just like nausea, and there were just some foods that made me gag just looking at them. So yeah, that was one thing I experienced. Like my first trimester, because I'm already in my second trimester, but my first trimester was relatively easy. But I want to give you guys like an in-depth video about that whole experience. So yeah, I want to just talk about my first trimester in my next video, of course. But yeah, I'm just super, super excited for this new journey. And I just pray this journey just goes so well and just gives me so much joy. Like, nothing is making me happier. And it's like, to be with someone who treats me like the best thing that's ever happened to him is just so rewarding. And I just know he's gonna be the best dad. And I just want to be the best mom. Like, I just wanna give this baby nothing but love and a happy house, and for them to see like their dad treating their mom, so that they know, like if you're a girl, you know like how you want a man to treat you, or how you expect a man to treat you because of how your dad treats your mom and how he treats you. And if he's a boy, just how to treat a woman, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just gonna be so fun and full of love. And I feel like I'm so nervous because I'm only 23. I was about to say 22 because my birthday was a few weeks ago, but I'm only 23, so it's like ah, like it's just a lot of responsibility. But then again, guys, I also want to be very, very clear in the fact that whether I have kids, whether I'm married, whether anything, I'm still gonna be and act like the baddest bitch alive. You know what I mean? Like I'm still gonna dress how I want to dress. I'm still gonna be who I want to be. I'm still gonna say what I want to say on my channel, because I don't want to be put in a box or to be limited to the, as a woman, after you get married you're supposed to just act a certain way or be a certain. I'm not that woman, and I will never be that woman. And Aziz knows I'm not that woman, and my kid is gonna know like I am who I am, and I'm always gonna be who I am, regardless of the situation that changes in my life, the things that adjust. I must still be that girl. You know what I mean? Yeah, guys. Do you think, based on how I'm looking right now, am I giving girl? Am I giving boy? What do you guys think? Let me show you guys my bump update at 17 weeks. This is where we are in terms of the bump. Is it giving? Is it giving bump? Yeah, so we have a little bit of a curve here. Maybe you guys can tell by the shape of my belly what it gives. I don't know. Maybe it's too small to tell. I don't know, because I still think I look snatched. I'm excited to take you guys on this new journey with me. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate all your subscriptions. And I'm so sorry, guys, for leaving this channel abandoned for how many months? Still, how many months do I have left? I'm 4 months, so I still have 5 months to go. I'm so sorry for leaving the channel abandoned for almost a year, but I'm sure once you guys see this video, you'll understand why I did it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.